My name, well, it doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that I was there. I was there on that ship they called Unsinkable. That, but when I close my eyes, I'm back there. I hear the screams. I see the icy black water swallowing the stars. And I remember the things no history book will ever tell you. Because what we lived through was more than a disaster. It was something darker, something cursed. I was young then, 17. My hair was golden, my hands soft, my eyes still believing in fairy tales. I thought Titanic was my escape, a ladder from a life of quiet suffering to a new world across the ocean. When I first stepped onto her decks, I swear, I felt the ship breathe. The walls seemed alive, humming softly, as if she had a heart beating somewhere deep below. Everyone laughed and smiled, but I couldn't shake the chill that ran up my spine. The crew bragged about the ship's power. "She's unsinkable," they said, "safer than heaven itself." But tell me, what man-made thing is ever truly invincible? Pride like that always wakes something sleeping. The first nights were beautiful. Music played in the grand hall, chandeliers glowed like trapped suns, and laughter spilled like wine. Gentlemen raised their glasses, ladies spun in silk, and even the poor down below sang and danced. But in the shadows, I saw things. Figures moving where no one should have been. Faces in mirrors that did not belong to the room behind me. A hand brushing against my dress in an empty corridor. I told myself it was nerves, imagination, yet every night it grew worse. One evening, as I leaned against the rail, staring at the...
You think the story ends when the ship goes under. But for me, that was only the beginning. I sat in that lifeboat, frozen to the bone, my hands stiff, my breath shallow. Around me, people wept and prayed, their voices hoarse, their tears turning to ice. But my eyes could not leave the sea. The water wasn't just water anymore. It was alive. Every ripple, every shadow beneath the waves, I saw faces. Faces twisted in terror, mouths open in silent screams, reaching, always reaching. I knew they weren't only the drowning. No, these were older, ancient, spirits that had waited beneath those black waters long before Titanic ever sailed. The others in the boat told me I was in shock. They told me I was delirious, but I know what I saw, and the voices never left me. Hours passed. The cold gnawed into our bones. Some gave up, their bodies slumping, their eyes closing forever. Others clung to hope, whispering of rescue. But the sea whispered louder. "You should have stayed with us. Come back, child. Come back to the dark." I pressed my hands against my ears, but it didn't matter. The voices were inside me now, threaded into my veins like ice. When the rescue ship finally appeared, the Carpathia, they called it salvation. But I tell you, salvation does not come so easily. Not when you've looked into the eyes of the dead and felt them follow you. On the Carpathia, people huddled together, clinging to blankets, shivering, whispering names of loved ones lost. I sat alone. I couldn't speak. My throat was raw, my lips numb, but more than that, I was afraid. Every time I closed my eyes, I was back in the water. I felt the hands pulling me, the weight dragging me down, and when I opened my eyes, sometimes I still saw them, dripping, pale, standing in the corridors of the ship, watching me. I remember one night, 2 days after the sinking, I woke to find a man sitting at the foot of my cot. His clothes were torn, his face gray, his eyes hollow. He stared at me, lips trembling. "Why you?" he whispered. "Why did you live?" And then he was gone. Just like that. Vanished into the shadows. I screamed, but no one believed me. They said I was dreaming, but I never dreamt again after that. Because the truth was worse. I was awake. When we reached New York, the world looked at us like heroes, like martyrs, like walking ghosts. Newspapers shouted about bravery and tragedy, about the ship that could not sink. But none of them spoke about the curse. None of them printed the truth that something